Welcome to Better Together,
a place where we dive deep into everyday subjects.
We are your hosts, Julian
and Carolina, two psychologists that travel the world and are very excited about the whole human experience.
So without further ado, let's dive into the episode.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Better Together. Today we will talk about experiences that we want to have before we die. Before we stretch the leg. Yeah. In Spanish we say before we stretch the leg.
Before we hand over the spoon in German.
What was that spoon used for? Okay.
Or before we bite into the grass.
Oh, bite the dust.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool, that was fantastic.
That was in English, I think. Yeah. So, there's plenty of things because we are adventurers and there's a lot of things that we want to experience. And the inspiration to think about this came from multiple places. Like I heard a podcast once that said you should have a bucket list, but more recently we went into, like in Bulgaria, we went to a talk of a dude, Yanis, that he has been traveling the world and has a lot of different experiences. And he said, do you want to share this part? You were paying more attention?
Yeah, like what I got from as the core message is that you should plan your life around the experiences that you would like to have rather than just like making money and hoping to have at some point enough and then thinking about what you can do with that or thinking about what you can do with the time that you have when you're retired or something like that. So rather than just working mindlessly towards something, the sense of security, thinking about, okay, what do I want to have actually in my life? What experiences do I want to have in there? And then building it around that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I think to add on to that, we think that we have forever to do everything. And I don't know. I'm a believer of if you get a chance to do it soon, then do it soon. And then if you like it, do it again. But there's going to be more things that you'll want to do. So to put an example, like doing skydiving, like that's one for me. And I think of, okay, I'll do it when I have plenty of money to spare that I can just use in that. And that could be one approach. But the other approach is, how much of a priority is this? And can I save enough money by 2024 in order to do it then? So putting a tentative date even to the time that you want to have that experience, because I think when we're young, we just think that we will be young forever and that we will have plenty of time in our lives to do it. And it's possibly right, but it's possibly not. Like we might be facing an apocalypse pretty soon or I don't know, shit might hit the fan. We don't know what the future holds. We're in very rapidly changing times.
But also an additional point that certain experiences are only for certain phases of your life, for certain circumstances. So, for example, what I did right after the A-levels in Germany, went to Australia.
So that's high school.
Yes, that's high school. So did that. That's only possible until you're 30. Then you get the visa for that. Otherwise, it's much harder and you're not able to get jobs there easily.
Yeah. It's a different experience.
Yeah. So if you want to have that experience, you have to do it before you're 30, for example.
Yes. Yes. And if you want to try skydiving and then you realize, whoa, this is the most amazing thing ever, then you can do it multiple times throughout your lifetime and just prioritize that. So let's break it down. Let's see what experiences do we want to have. We already did quite a few things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's not that we are beginners in this journey of doing wild, crazy things. However, we were just talking about a pilgrimage that happens in Spain, that it's called Camino de Santiago de Compostela, which is You said 700 kilometers?
I heard that number. Don't
Let's not quote.
don't quote me on that, but
Yeah.
it's very long.
It's a very long journey. And people do it when, for example, they make a promise that they will walk that path if their mother recovers from cancer. Or they also do it because they need to clarify what they're going to do next in their life. So it's like a transitioning or a Thanksgiving kind of thing. And I think it's very powerful to do that once in your life. It doesn't have to be that specific path, but just to stretch yourself, doing some sort of pilgrimage where you're like stripping everything away. Not your clothes, because, well, I guess there's still people around, but stripping everything that you're carrying, like everything that's weighing you down, realizing what's really important and getting down to the bare essentials of who you are. I think a walk like that brings you to that place where you're so tired, so exhausted, and so raw that you cannot really hide in your identity anymore. Like, you're a pilgrim. When you are walking that path, you're just a pilgrim. So, I don't know. I like those experiences where I get to not be myself for a while.
Yeah, to completely break out of the normal day-to-day. That's what I had on so many occasions, and it's one of the most amazing experiences that I remember to date.
Yeah.
So, like, all the travels that I did, all the things that were really out of the norm are the things that I remember.
Yeah.
And so it's really creating those moments that when you look back at your life, you're like, yes, I did that. Yes, I did a skydive already.
Yeah.
Yes, I just went out of like just an idea from a person that I barely knew. Just went to Nepal and just did that course. And now it's one of the
Meditation course,
yes. It didn't really matter. And now it's the one of the most pivotal moments in my life.
Yeah.
That meditation course. And that's impressive. Just on a whim, I just like went out and just did that. Just flew to Nepal. Just, I mean, why not?
Another place for hiking, by the way. So there's so many experiences one can have on Earth. And when you're a traveler like us, then you realize the possibilities are endless, really. But I think there's a few things that I particularly choose because of their beauty and diversity. So, for example, did you want to add something to the previous ones?
No.
Okay. So, about the experiences that I want to have, I would like to experience the elements of the Earth. So, for sure, skydiving seems like a very exciting thing to do. And if I like it, I mean, maybe trying it once, and if I like it, maybe even doing the skydiving course so I can skydive by myself, which sounds so fun.
Even more insane.
It's insane. But I love roller coasters and everything that's adrenaline inducing. So I don't know. Unless it's too uncomfortable in my ears or like that I feel like I cannot really enjoy it because my nose dries and my lungs fill too much with air or something, I think I would probably want to repeat that. So I'm already thinking like doing the skydiving course, which is, I don't know, 30 jumps or something. It's crazy. Yeah. So,
but you light up when you talk about it.
I think it's exciting and I want to include it in my life. So that's one of the things. Then that's with the element of air. Then I would love to do snorkeling PADI certification as well. Scuba diving. To, be able to explore coral reefs by myself and learn how to use all the tools and travel the world. And wherever I go, I can just show my certification and be like, okay, I can scuba dive here by myself. Just give me a tank. And I think that would be really, really cool. Then the element of fire is the one that I don't have so thought through. Probably a volcano. Probably I would love to go to a volcano, climb a volcano. If it's active, even better. and yeah, to experience that, like the center of the earth, just like coming out. Beautiful sound, like a pimple exploding. Like volcanoes are basically the pimples of the earth. And yeah, those are the ones that are infected. So that, and for the earth element, anything jungle related, like going to the Amazon, we already did that. It was pretty awesome, so definitely repeating that one. But in terms of earth, you can just basically explore any landscape and it's going to be awesome. I think I would love a safari in Africa. I know that most of the safari is just like you looking at nothingness and being in a very desertic place. But eventually, maybe you see a giraffe, or you see a lion, or you see an elephant. And I think that's awesome to see it in the wild and like to actually appreciate how rare it is to be in the presence of wildlife. So I think those are a couple of things. I think I have more things, but those are some bucket list inspiration items.
Yeah, the safari one also rang true to me right now. I want to do that too. We didn't talk about this, but I think I want to do that too. Definitely want to join you in that one.
Nice.
For me, it's a bit different. So for you, it was almost like the adrenaline and feeling the elements. And for me, it feels more like extreme physical experiences. So the first things that came up for me is like I definitely want to have run a marathon in my life. I don't know where that's coming from. I feel like that's great. I should do that. And the next thing that came up almost instantly when we thought about this after the talk was I want to climb a high mountain.
Mm-hmm. The Kilimanjaro.
And because because my uncle did it already, that was the first one that came up, the Kilimanjaro in Tanzania.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, for me, like more of those things seem like I want to have done that. I want to have sort of gone through that challenge with my body, gone through that discomfort and have succeeded out of it.
Mm-hmm.
That to me feels great.
Anything else?
That's the ones I have so far. The past days I wanted to journal about it, but I didn't get to it. What else is there? I think the skydive would be another thing I want to do again. It has been so far away. And right afterwards, I was like, oh yeah, I can do this again. But now I feel scared of it again. So it would definitely be a challenge again to do it. So there, I'm going to join you too.
You don't join me for scuba diving?
Maybe. I'm not like, yeah, I need to do this, but it could be cool.
If we're in an island in Thailand and we're just like, yeah, what the hell?
I mean, why not?
Might as well.
Possibly. That might be an option, yeah.
Since we're here, we might as well see the turtles, you know.
But I also do want to do the Goenka meditation retreat, where it was a seated meditation for so long. Mm-hmm. And that also got me to my edge, to the corners of my abilities. The other one we did in Thailand was fine. It was good. But I think the one in Nepal that I did was more challenging. And yeah, that feels to me like, okay, it feels tough, but it feels also that I have this pull towards it. And I want to go through it again and go out of it with the new tools that I will have created in the journey. Because those tools have helped me throughout the rest of my life so immensely. It's crazy.
And it's interesting that we have different bucket list priorities. Because for me, it's all about beauty and nature. So I really, really want to experience nature in full force, in different formats. And for you, it's about challenging yourself. Like to putting yourself through difficult situations. I'm not saying that mine don't require me to go through difficult situations, but my goal is not to challenge myself. My goal is to be with the fish, like to hang out with the fish, like to see how they cook and clean their houses. And because I actually got to do that a little bit in Thailand while snorkeling, and I would see them like carrying the tiny shells, like moving them around, and I was like, what are they doing? And it felt such like a snooping into the life of an animal, and they were just like going about their business, and I was just watching. So it's like a reality TV, but in a different world. So yeah, and I feel like the jungle, the ocean, the desert, they're all such different landscapes that have different teachings, different things that you can observe, and different things that you can connect with in your own history, in your own humanity, because our ancestors have lived in all of these environments. If you go back enough, what was it, 20 generations, you get to like 1 million people that needed to procreate. I said it so nicely, so politely, procreate to make you today. But that means that in your genes, there's such diversity and so many lives in different ages and landscapes. So yeah, I'm curious about all of those. And honestly, climbing a mountain is like, yeah, a tiny one. Let's just do that. So then I'm not a crybaby and never climbed a mountain. It's more like, so I don't suck rather than
I don't look stupid.
Yes, we did already a tiny mountain in Argentina, but yeah, it's more like, yeah, just rip the Band-Aid, do it, but not because I would enjoy it actually. Yeah.
Well, awesome. So maybe then the listener gets an idea of different possibilities to plan experiences in your life, and to just get an idea of what experiences you want to maybe have in your life, to just plan around your experiences rather than around your career maybe, or your working life. If that's your jam, then go ahead. But if not, it might be cool to have planned those experiences at a specific time in the year or in the years, and then get an idea that you're working towards that, rather than just working for the sake of working, because that's what we do as humans. So, just a little bit of inspiration here if you need it.
Yeah. And these are just, let's say, selfish bucket list things that we came up with, but I have 1,000 more. And like one that came up was like Burning Man. I heard a lot of things about Burning Man, and I'm like, yeah, we have to go there.
That sounds great.
That sounds wonderful. And also humanitarian work. I've done a little bit in my own country, but I would love to do it again to see how it sits this time. I remember it was pretty traumatic when I did it the first time. So yeah, see how that sits in my body. And a bunch of different things that are the full range of the human experience. Like I know that this is pretty unconventional thinking, the way that we think, that the world is at your fingertips and you can just do anything that you would like. Not hunting a tiger or anything terrible, please, but things that are relatively harmless, at least for the environment and the people. and yeah, just stretching yourself and like, what could I bring into this human life? Like, you have a limited time on this earth, and you can just do whatever you want, as long as you are determined enough to do it.
And as long as you probably have the position that you're in right now, because if you listen to this, you're probably one of the lucky ones who can decide those things. So don't forget that one.
Yeah.
That we are able to think about those things because we are in a lucky position right now. So use it.
Use it. We're the voice of like
The devil.
the devil or the angel. You get to choose.
You want my voice, Ricardo's voice on the angel side?
Or both. And then we're both convincing you of the same thing. But anywho, thank you for joining us in another episode of Better Together. And hopefully you got inspired and are ready to plan your next adventure.
That sounds great. Bye-bye.
See you next week. Bye.